Hi children, good morning. Welcome to your next lesson in science. Last lesson you discussed about teeth and now we'll discuss about our digestion. What happens in mouth, how your teeth are helping you learn digestion. When you learned about mouth, you read about teeth, but the liquid which is present in your mouth, you did not discuss about the liquid which is present in our mouth. So what we call that? It is saliva. So the liquid part present in our mouth called as saliva. So now in S2, your block 10 S2, we'll discuss about saliva and digestion. How it's helping in the digestion process. How the saliva is helping in digestion process we'll see now. The saliva is the liquid part present in your mouth. It helps to convert starch into simple sugars. Whatever the food you are eating, that food, if it contains the starch, your saliva is converting this starch into simple sugars. Starch gets converted into simple sugars. So it's helping, saliva is helping to change the starch into simple sugar. It's also mixing well with the food and it's also helping to swallow the food. Easily to swallow, and it's mixing the food while chewing. So these all the functions our saliva is doing. To understand the functions of saliva, we'll do one small activity here. How the saliva is acting on starch food items. Whether really changing the starch into sugars or not, to understand, we'll do one small activity. Actually, to prove any food item have the starch or not, to find out, we'll use one chemical called iodine. So this iodine will be yellow in color. Yellow color. So this yellow color iodine, when you put on any 1 or 2 drops on any food item which contain the starch. If it contains starch, it will turn into blue-black color. If that food is not having starch, it will not change the color. As it is, it will be in the yellow color only. So now we will see our saliva is able to convert starch into sugar or not. Okay. To understand this, you take 2 test tubes. 2 test tubes you take and name them as A and B. Okay. And in both the test tubes, you take rice, boiled rice. Take some boiled rice. Okay. And add a little amount of water. To the test tube A, take rice, add little amount of water. In test tube B, you take this rice. First you take the rice. Chew that rice properly by using your teeth, your tongue and saliva get mixes up while chewing. So you chew little rice, you take, chew well, and chewed food, chewed rice you take into this test tube. Chewed rice you are taking. Chewed rice. Here only cooked rice. Without chewing you have taken in test tube A. By chewing properly you took in test tube B. In both of them add little water. Okay. And then after 5 minutes, you just take only the watery substance. It mixed with water. So this watery substance slowly take into a glass. Another test tube or a watch glass you take into this. Even here also take this watery substance into a watch glass. Into a watch glass you take that, and now add iodine, 2-3 drops of iodine to this, and observe both the test tubes. Write your observations in your volume 2, S2. A column is given. What happens to the chewed food? What happens to the unchewed food? Generally what happens? Whenever you are adding iodine to this unchewed food, so the rice have the starch, then immediately this will change into blue-black color. Whereas chewed food, already that starch is changed into like sugar, so here color change will not appear at all. Understood? So this proves that the saliva is helping to change starch into simple sugars. Understood, children? So do this experiment and write your observations in your volume 2. So once we'll see the questions which are given in your volume book. See the questions given in your volume book. The first one is digestive system already drawn in the book. You need to only label the parts. So first part what it is, and the long tube-like structure, the bag-like structure, and coiled tube. So these parts all you label it. And describe what happens to the food in mouth. In mouth what happens? The food get chewed. And in stomach it break down into simple substance. And in small intestine the food gets completely digested and absorbed. And in large intestine, undigested food will reach to the large intestine. So write this all the blanks with your own words, children. And next one, just now I told you to perform this activity and write your observations in these 2 columns. Test tube with chewed boiled rice, test tube with boiled rice. One is only boiled rice, one is chewed boiled rice. What happens? You write your observation. Here color changes. Chewed food, color will not change. This proves that your saliva is changing starch into sugars. And next, why did the iodine solution turn dark blue when you put in boiled rice? Because the boiled rice having starch. That's why it changed into blue-black color. So can you write, children? Very good. And describe the role of saliva in digestion in 3-4 sentences. This is there in your textbook. You read nicely the textbook and point-wise you write the functions of saliva. Saliva mix with the food. Saliva helps to mix the food in mouth. Saliva helps to swallow the food. Saliva is changing starch into simple sugar. So like this, you see from your content book and write point-wise, children. And last one, what can happen if we do not chew the food properly? When you are not chewing food properly in your mouth, the food will not get mixed properly and it takes long time for the digestion. And sometimes it may cause even constipation, stomach pain too. Okay, so can you write these answers by your own? To write the answers, you have to understand the content well and then read the textbook. Then you can write happily your workbook. So your home assignment is, children, complete the homework is complete page number 10 and 11 in volume 2. In volume 2, complete page 10 and page 11 and also draw the diagram of digestive system neatly in your classwork and label the parts. Draw the diagram. This is one, and next one is draw the diagram of digestive system and label the parts. Okay children, after completing, take the pics and forward me. Thank you.